Okay, so I had I never really cried in the principal's office before this, but actually I'd never even made it to the principal's office. I was a misbehaving kid, but never that misbehaving. So the story all starts off in sixth grade lunch. You know where all good stories start. And it was at the end of lunch. We had this system at my old school where a kid would come by pushing a trash can, then the teacher would be walking with the kid. You would hand your tray to the teacher, and she would throw it away in the trash can, like not the tray, but just the stuff on it, and then just walk and then carry a tray. So by the end of the time, she had a big long thing of trays. It was funny, but I think the problem actually it starts with that. The problem is the system because that was a dumb system. I don't even know why the teacher needed to be there for that. I don't see why we couldn't just do that. Just one of those on our own. So yeah, the system is the problem. So I was just being a Korg in the machine, and I was giving my teacher my tray, and I guess I gave it to her like this. I didn't think much of it. I was just vibing. I gave it to her. I went on with my day. Thought nothing of it. All hell broke loose. The teacher and I never really had a very good relationship, and so she was always just like ready to be mad at me. Like she was on the prowl for something to get angry about. And that day I'd already pushed her pretty far. She recorded our class. She threw a marker at me. It was a whole deal. And so I didn't mean to push it any further. When you're a bad kid, right? You got to be a smart bad kid. You know your limits. You don't want to get in too serious of trouble. But I guess I messed up because I handed her the tray wrong. She goes, "Boy, are you giving me the bird?" And I was like, "What's the bird?" And she was like, "What? Don't talk to me that way. You say, ma'am, all the time. Every time you address me, you say, how many times I gotta tell you about this?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, ma'am. What's the bird?" And then she was like, "Boy, don't play dumb with me." And I was just like, I got into this mindset where I was just saying I was sorry. Because if you get in trouble enough times, you just start saying, "I'm sorry." Don't even know what you did. You just want to get out of there so you can do it again later. Which I did. Because then, after that old fiasco, she was like, "I'll let you off the hook, but I am watching you like a hawk." And those are exact words she said. She was, yeah. So then I was in the line, right? With my friends, we walked in single filed lines back to our class, and we were just messing around. And I guess one of them tripped me. It wasn't. It was a joke. Sixth grade boys have an odd sense of humor. I didn't think it was a big deal. They didn't think it was a big deal. And then, like 30 seconds after the fact, our teacher walks up and goes, "Oh no, that is it. Are y'all hustling right now?" And I was like drugs. And she was like, "Are y'all hustling?" And I was like, "To the best of my knowledge, Mrs. Carter, I am not hustling." And then she was like, "Oh, I swear to God, I'm not dealing with this today. You three, go there." And she pointed at the security guy, the school officer. So we went over there. It was tough. We weren't really that bothered. We were like, "We'll get out of this." We put our hands behind our back because, when in doubt, instigate. And so then that made him mad, but we thought it was funny. And then all our friends walking by also did the same thing. So then they all got caught up in it. Next thing you know, we got like 20 kids in the principal's office. But the issue is, when you take the whole squad, it is a party wherever we go. So then we're all in the principal's office. We're all athletes. So then our different coaches come in. We got Coach Boone, the football coach. He literally doesn't know how to speak English. He'd be like, "The boys are running suicides today. I can't wait." And we're like, "Sorry, coach, sorry." I wasn't a football player. I was a wrestler. And then the wrestling coach was like, sounded like Batman. He was like, "You think this is okay, Tae? You think you just because of it?" And I was like, I'm so sorry." And so I apologized for so many things that day that I didn't even know I did. And then we end up in the principal's office. I'm crying. I'm like, "My dad's gonna beat me. I don't want to go home." And then all my friends are like, principal, sir. And he's like, how many days of suspension are we talking? And I was like, oh my God. I put my head down, I was at the head of the table. He was at the head of the table. The rest of the table was filled. There were so many of us, we had to go into the board meeting room where, like, all the directors of the school or whatever would go. And then my friend's like, dude, she said we were hustling and we don't know what that is. We don't do drugs, man. We don't do drugs, man. And I was like, and then he was like, all right, who was it? We go, Mrs. Carter. Okay, and this dude's like, I've heard a thing or two about her. You know what, boys? Make it seem like I did something bad to you and just go back to class. And we went back to class. Miss Carter asked what happened, and I was like, I got in so much trouble. And that's pretty much it.